There's a hidden code embedded in the fabric of the universe, a pattern so divine and precise that even brilliant minds like Nikola Tesla couldn't stop obsessing over it. He once said, "If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe." What if that wasn't just poetic genius, but literal truth? What if the numbers 3, 6, and 9 weren't just digits, but frequencies, vibrational gateways into higher consciousness and realities beyond what we think possible? Today, you're not watching a video. You're stepping into a sacred experience. Because once you understand how to master the 369 frequency, you'll realize that the universe has never stopped listening. You just weren't speaking its language until now. You see, we live in a vibrational cosmos. Everything, thought, matter, emotion, time is frequency. And frequencies are not just abstract ideas. They are organizing forces. They shape form, attract experiences, and determine which version of the infinite you're currently tuned into. The 369 sequence isn't random. It's a harmonic resonance. It's a vibrational signal that aligns your consciousness with the creative intelligence of the universe. And once you begin to emit this frequency consistently, you shift from hoping life works out to commanding reality through alignment. Let's go deeper. The number 3 represents creation, the divine spark, the triad of mind, body, and spirit. It's the number of intention, the seed, the origin point. When you speak your desires with clarity at the level of 3, you're initiating an energetic signal into the quantum field. The number 6 is the number of flow, of emotion, of embodiment. It represents the heart, the soul's magnetic field, the vibration of unconditional resonance. When you anchor your desires at the level of 6, you're amplifying the signal with emotion, the engine of manifestation. And the number 9 is the number of completion, truth, release. When you affirm your vision at the vibration of 9, you are surrendering it to the field, trusting that what is sent in alignment must return multiplied.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
This is not New Age fluff, it's energetic mathematics. The 369 method works because it unifies the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious levels of creation. That's why so many people say their lives changed when they started using this sequence, not because the numbers are magic, but because the frequency they activate is. And here's where most people get it wrong. They treat the 369 method as a routine, something to write on paper, then forget. But writing means nothing if the energy behind it is weak. You don't manifest what you write, you manifest what you feel. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So how do we truly master the 369 frequency? First, we must understand that it's not about reciting affirmations mindlessly. It's about consciously aligning your entire energy field with the vibration of your desire. That starts in the morning with intention. When you first wake up, your brain is in a theta state wide open to suggestion. This is the sacred moment of 3. You think of your desire, not as a wish, but as a reality already unfolding. You say it with presence. You feel it in your chest. You breathe as if it's already done. This is the code of 3. Speak it, see it, feel the spark. Then in the afternoon you return. This is the moment of 6. Now you amplify. You reconnect not just mentally, but emotionally. You relive the outcome. You visualize it deeper. You imagine the phone call, the message, the opportunity landing in your lap. You feel your body react to the joy, the gratitude, the awe. You smile because you know it's done. This is the code of 6. Feel it, fuel it, become it. And then, at night before sleep, when your subconscious is most receptive, you enter the space of 9. This is where you release. You surrender the outcome. You trust the field. You stop needing it and instead merge with it. You say thank you not because something happened, but because you've already received it in the unseen. This is the code of 9. Release it, trust it, transcend it. Now ask yourself something deep. What would it mean to live every day as if the universe was already responding to you? Not hypothetically, literally. What would change about how you speak, think, move, and choose if you knew that every moment was a co-creation with a field that never sleeps? Most people don't realize that the universe doesn't delay, it calibrates. It's not ignoring you, it's reflecting you. And when your signal is mixed, when your thoughts say yes, but your emotions say no, the universe simply waits. But when your frequency is clear, when your intention, emotion, and faith are aligned, the universe responds instantly. Maybe not in material form yet, but in energy. You'll start to see signs. Numbers repeating, people echoing your thoughts. Dreams intensifying, synchronicity stacking. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. And the more you acknowledge them, the more they multiply. Because what you recognize, you reinforce. Let's get practical for a moment. To truly master the 369 frequency, you must become the embodiment of your intention, not just during the ritual, but throughout your day. That means walking like it's done, speaking like it's done, deciding like it's done, not to fake it, but to tune to it, because you're not trying to convince the universe. You're aligning yourself with the version of you who already has it. And the moment you do that, the outcome must come not as a reward, but as a match. This is why you cannot lie to the universe. You can write "I am wealthy" 1,000 times, but if you vibrate in lack, that's your true signal. You can say "I am loved," but if you carry wounds of rejection that you haven't healed, those wounds will speak louder than your words. So the real work of 369 is not in repetition. It's in alignment. It's in clearing the static, healing the noise, and tuning yourself into the frequency where your desire already exists. This is the power of 3, 6, and 9. Not just numbers, not just rituals, but a living frequency that, when activated with clarity, emotion, and surrender, becomes an unstoppable force of creation. When we begin to live in harmony with the 369 frequency, something extraordinary begins to happen. We stop chasing life, and life starts chasing us. We no longer try to manipulate outcomes or obsess over how things will unfold. Instead, we begin to master the rhythm of divine timing. We begin to realize that the universe is not some distant, indifferent force, but a living, breathing intelligence that is constantly responding to our frequency. The 369 pattern is not just a manifestation technique. It is a vibrational conversation with the field of infinite potential. And when you speak fluently in this language, reality bends to meet you. The right people arrive. The right doors open. The right path clears. Not because you forced anything, but because you finally aligned with the version of you who never had to. Now let's go even deeper into the structure behind this mystical frequency. The most powerful technology in the universe is consciousness. And the most potent interface with that technology is pattern. Patterns are how the universe speaks. Look at nature. Look at the Fibonacci sequence, the spiral of galaxies, the rhythm of tides, the breath of your lungs. All patterned, all rhythmic, all vibrating. The 369 frequency matches this sacred rhythm. It is a code that harmonizes with the structure of reality itself. When you use it consciously, you are not just manifesting, you are tuning into the divine matrix where thought becomes form. But here's something you must understand. The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It doesn't respond to lack. It doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to certainty, not arrogance, not entitlement, but embodied, grounded, vibrational certainty. When you are certain not because of outer proof, but because of inner knowing, the field listens. And the 369 frequency, when fully integrated, teaches you how to access that certainty every single day. It trains your mind to focus. It trains your heart to feel. It trains your body to anchor. Let's examine this in real terms. Say you're calling in abundance. You begin the morning with your 3 declarations. You write, "Money flows to me effortlessly." But instead of just writing it, you pause. You breathe. You let the words sink into your cells. You feel the weight of financial freedom in your body. You imagine what it would be like to wake up and know that everything is taken care of. You feel that safety, that expansion, that gratitude. Now, you've planted the seed. At 3, you ignite the spark. Later in the afternoon, you revisit the same intention, this time with more depth. You write it 6 times, but you also live it. You act in alignment with abundance. You make a decision you've been hesitating on. You invest in yourself. You help someone generously. You take a walk and whisper, "Thank you," to the air, as if the money has already arrived. This is the 6, the vibration, the embodiment. You're no longer just thinking about abundance. You've become the frequency of it. Then, at night before sleep, you write your intention 9 times. But now, you don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to obsess. You say it with peace. You write it with trust. You surrender. You let go of the how, the when, the who. You close your eyes and say, "I trust the universe more than I trust my fears." And you drift into sleep knowing that your subconscious is now infused with this vibration. This is the 9, the surrender, the letting go that allows the field to deliver. Now ask yourself this: do I trust the timing of my life, or am I addicted to control? Because the more you try to micromanage the process, the more resistance you create. The 369 method is not about control. It's about coherence. It's about becoming so vibrationally aligned with your desire that the universe has no choice but to reflect it. You're not begging for reality to change. You're becoming the version of you who lives in the reality you desire. But to do that, you must also clear what's in the way. You must clear the static, the doubt, the trauma, the self-sabotage, because those things send mixed signals to the field, and mixed signals create delayed results. You say you want love, but you vibrate in defense. You say you want success, but you vibrate in shame. You say you want health, but you vibrate in neglect. The universe is not punishing you. It's mirroring you. And when you change your internal frequency, the mirror changes instantly. This is why emotional mastery is essential in the 369 journey. If you're using the method but constantly checking for results, you're operating from lack. If you're affirming your desires but secretly doubting yourself, you're canceling the frequency. So how do you fix that? You feel it. You don't suppress the fear. You witness it. You breathe into it. You ask, is this fear coming from my current self or my past self? And then you choose again. You choose the frequency of your future self. That's the key. The 369 isn't about escaping your emotions. It's about alchemizing them. Now let's talk about acceleration. When you begin to use this method consistently, your manifestations don't just arrive, they accelerate. Time bends. Why? Because time is not fixed. It's elastic. And the more coherent your vibration, the more you collapse timelines. What normally takes months can happen in days. What felt impossible last year now feels normal. This is not fantasy. This is quantum reality. The 369 method is not just spiritual, it's scientific. It works on the principles of entrainment, neuroplasticity, and vibrational resonance. You're literally rewiring your brain and recalibrating your field every day you use it. But here's the part most people miss. You can't just repeat your desire. You must evolve with it. The version of you who starts the 369 journey is not the one who finishes it. You grow, you stretch, you shed layers. And that's the point. Your desires are not just goals. They are portals. They are invitations to become more of who you truly are. And the 369 frequency is the map. So let me ask you one more thing. Are you using this method as a tool to get what you want, or as a practice to become who you came here to be? Because the real power of 369 isn't in what you manifest, it's in what you remember. You remember that you are the creator. You remember that you are the signal. You remember that the universe is not outside of you. It responds to you, reflects you, and rises with you. Now let's talk about acceleration. When you begin to use this method consistently, your manifestations don't just arrive, they accelerate. Time bends. Why? Because time is not fixed. It's elastic. And the more coherent your vibration, the more you collapse timelines. What normally takes months can happen in days. What felt impossible last year now feels normal. This is not fantasy. This is quantum reality. The 369 method is not just spiritual, it's scientific. It works on the principles of entrainment, neuroplasticity, and vibrational resonance. You're literally rewiring your brain and recalibrating your field every day you use it. Let's go deeper into what it really means to trust. Trust is not passive. It is an active vibration. It means showing up as if the unseen is more real than the seen. It means speaking as if the future is already present. It means walking through uncertainty with your head high and your heart open. When you hold the vibration of trust consistently, you are telling the universe, I am ready to receive what I've already claimed. And the universe responds not because you begged, but because you became. The 369 frequency teaches us the rhythm of creation. First, you initiate, then you embody, then you release, over and over, moment by moment. Life becomes a dance of intention, emotion, and surrender. You stop needing to manipulate outcomes because you realize that the frequency you hold is more powerful than any strategy. You stop forcing your way through life and start tuning your way through it. This is the highest form of mastery, not control over others, but coherence within yourself. Now, let's address something crucial: resistance. Every time you raise your frequency, resistance will rise. Not to punish you, but to purify you. The doubts, the old habits, the emotional triggers, they're all echoes of the lower timeline trying to reclaim you. When this happens, you have a choice. You can collapse into the old self, or you can breathe through it, feel it, and rise. This is the moment where most people give up. They say the method doesn't work. But the truth is, the method works perfectly. It's the user who stops working it. You must be willing to hold the new frequency longer than the old version of you can survive it. So how do we move through resistance? We don't fight it. We witness it. We observe our thoughts without identifying with them. We name the old pattern. We say, "Ah, here's the version of me that used to believe that money is hard to make." And then we speak to that version with love, not judgment. We say, "Thank you for trying to protect me. But we've chosen a new timeline now." This is emotional mastery. This is vibrational leadership. And this is the hidden power of the 369 frequency. It doesn't just change your results. It changes your relationship with yourself. Let's talk about reality feedback loops. When you start living in the 369 frequency, reality starts giving you subtle signals. A stranger says something that echoes your affirmation. A song plays that describes your dream life. A number shows up again and again. These are not signs from outside you. They are reflections from within you. The universe is responding to your signal. And every time you acknowledge the signal with gratitude, you amplify the frequency. You say to life, "Yes, I see you. I trust you. I'm ready for more." And the field expands in response. But even more powerful than signs is identity shift. When you truly master the 369 frequency, you no longer identify as someone who is manifesting. You identify as someone who is. You are no longer trying to attract love, you are love. You are no longer trying to make money, you are abundance. You stop chasing outcomes and start expressing truth. And from that place, life becomes effortless. Not because challenges disappear, but because you meet them with a vibration that's higher than the problem. Now, let's get honest. Are you willing to become the person who lives the life you say you want? Not just in moments of inspiration, but in the tiny, invisible choices of everyday life. Are you willing to say no to what drains your energy, even if it's familiar? Are you willing to invest in yourself, even if it scares you? Are you willing to be misunderstood, to outgrow people, to walk alone for a while, just to stay in alignment with your higher frequency? Because these are not just decisions. These are declarations to the universe. and the universe is always listening. Let me share a revelation that will change everything. The 369 frequency is not just about getting what you want. It's about becoming who you were born to be. Your desires are not random. They are encoded instructions from your higher self. They are the breadcrumbs that lead you to your purpose. And the 369 method is the tool that tunes you to that frequency. When you use it with precision, you clear the static. You remove the noise. You begin to hear the voice of your soul loud, clear, undeniable. And here's where things get mystical. When you sustain the 369 frequency long enough, you enter a state of resonance where reality begins to anticipate you. You think of someone, and they call. You need support, and it arrives. You feel gratitude before something happens, and then it does. This is not coincidence. This is quantum responsiveness. You are no longer reacting to reality. You are radiating reality, and the universe, being the mirror that it is, reflects your light with precision. So how do you sustain this state? You make it a lifestyle. You don't just do the 369 ritual, you live it. Your morning is intentional. Your afternoon is embodied. Your night is surrendered. You guard your vibration like gold. You treat your energy like your most sacred currency. You speak only what you want to create. You move only in the direction of expansion. You stop entertaining anything that doesn't match the frequency of your future. And when doubt comes, as it always will, you smile. Not because you're immune to fear, but because you've trained your nervous system to trust the unseen more than the seen. You say, I've already sent the signal. The field is responding. I don't need to know how. I just need to hold the frequency. And you keep walking with clarity, with confidence, with quiet power. Because now you know the universe doesn't respond to noise. It responds to signal. And when your signal is the frequency of 369, everything responds.